Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a valuation expert witness and divorce mediator in St. Louis, Missouri. I have the privilege to interview Randy Kessler today, who is a high-profile divorce attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, for over 30 years. He's a founding partner of KS Family Law, a 30-person family law firm in Atlanta. He represents entertainers and athletes. He's wrote Divorce, Protect Yourself, Your Kids, and Your Future. He is the former chair of the family law section of the American Bar Association. He is a professor at Emory Law School, and he is the founder of Starsona, which provides personal videos from stars to their fans. Randy, we are so lucky to have you here, and we're going to be talking about virtual court, divorce mediation, and valuation during COVID-19 pandemic. Some of the things that I've had to do during this pandemic is kind of develop strategies for settling divorce cases during COVID-19. And I think that, if you have any suggestions, now the experts, even if you've hired two experts, sometimes they would talk, sometimes they wouldn't talk. We're talking more, we're trying to work through from an expert position, two different experts, what some of the issues are. But I know that there are probably even more strategies that you have because you're heavily in litigation and you got to come up with some ideas.
Yeah. So look, the age old, Latin phrase, prepare for battle to get peace, right? In Parisi Bell, whatever it is. Yes, you can't just go in and say, please give me what I want. You've got to be able to convince the other side that you will get what you want if you have to, and you'll spend a lot of money to do it. I think that's sort of, you got to gauge your client, and it's a lot of, moving parts. Who is the other party? Who is the other lawyer? Who is the judge? And you have to figure out, and that's what's fascinating to me about family law. It's not one size fits all. They all may have the same dimensions as a jigsaw puzzle, but the pieces are cut differently. They're sized differently, they're colored differently. There are all sorts of differences. You got to figure out what makes sense for this puzzle and put it together. Mediation helps you do that. Sitting back and thinking, how is this going to look when I paint this picture? Is it going to look persuasive? I think mediation, alternative dispute resolution is playing a bigger and bigger part in that. So no question, we're looking at things a little more carefully. We're able to focus on things. I also don't have people running into my office saying hi, so I'm actually hyper-focused when I'm, looking at stuff. It's a lot of quiet. Our office is open. We do have people coming in and out, but of our 30 people on staff, we're probably 5 to 6 or 7 people per day on average in the office. Because why come in if you don't have to? We're doing everything virtually. Most clients now, I think, even after the pandemic, are going to now say, "May I have a Zoom consultation instead of coming in person?" We'll
Absolutely.
Say, sure.
Well, and I think that one thing that we're seeing is that, in the past in litigation, we would maybe wait to do depositions, right? We would wait to get closer to the trial. We would wait for this and that because it would be expensive and we didn't want to do, I'm seeing that we're kind of pushing though, especially if I'm on the side that can prove it, can prove that some asset is separate, can prove some tracing. And it's like, why are we waiting and fussing and all about this? Why don't we just do the deposition and say, yes, let's do the deposition. Let her show you what we have and how we've proved it. And now can we get to a settlement? So I'm actually, and the depositions, like we've said through this whole thing, are less expensive because I'm just showing up on camera, maybe sometimes in a socially distant conference room, but it's still a lot cheaper because you got to get those answers, and we got to show them, hey, we did trace this. We did prove it out. Why are we waiting and holding our cards?
Right. It's another form of reality testing. Some people have to be smacked with reality before they're going to accept reality. Some people, and I want to leave politics out of it, but some people don't accept results. Some people don't accept, facts. Some people don't accept, and this on both sides. If I'm not talking one side or the other, but the bottom line is until there's a confrontation of some sort, and hopefully it's not trial, but a confrontation, whether it's at mediation, whether it's in a deposition of Melissa Gragg, somebody is going to say, "Wow, now I see that there is another side to the story," or "Now I see that I don't have the proof that I thought I had," or that the facts don't back it up. Sunlight's the best disinfectant. So when you show people what the facts are, they either accept them, or I learn as a lawyer, this one's going to trial. because they're just never going to understand and they're never going to accept my logic. So there's going to be a full trial, and at least I've tried.
Right. And in some instances, if I'm the only expert that has been hired at that point, I'm trying to tell the clients, yes, it's an expense to do a deposition. Yes, it's early or something like that. But the reality is, until I come in and tell the other lawyer, essentially, right, showed the other lawyer that we've done the work, we have all of the information, that's when they are able to sit back and say, okay, maybe I do need to talk to my client about settling this.
And more than that, when the other client sees you and says, wow, these aren't just numbers on a piece of paper. This is a professional expert that's well spoken. She's presentable. The judge is going to listen to her. She's persuasive. I mean, that doesn't go away just because it's virtual. In fact, it's now preserved, and you can actually be a little better because you can see your facial reactions when you're talking, and you can orchestrate your appearance a little better than if you're in court and you're late to court and you didn't realize that, my tie is, I can't, if I'm looking at this, I can say, oh my gosh, I look silly. I can fix it. However, I hate this backward mirror stuff, but I can get it done before we go on TV with the judge, and no one, it's better, I think.
Absolutely.